Hello students, today we are going to study unit number 6, that is multi-threading, exception handling and applets of subject object-oriented programming. The concept of exception handling, we'll see this. The exception is a runtime error which arises during the execution of Java program. The term exception in Java stands for exceptional event. We cannot say exception as an error, but it is similar to error. The exceptions are not nothing but some abnormal and typically an event or conditions that arise during the execution which may interrupt the normal flow of program. An exception can occur for many different reasons. A user has entered invalid data. A file that needs to be opened cannot be found. A network connection has been lost in the middle of communication, or the JVM has run out of memory. If the exception object is not handled properly, the interpreter will display the error and will terminate the program immediately. Now, if we want to continue the program with the remaining code, then we should write the part of program which generate the error in try block and catch the errors using catch block. Exception turns the direction of normal flow of program control and send to the related catch block and should display error message for taking proper action. This is known as exception handling. The purpose of exception handling is to detect and report an exception so that the proper action can be taken and prevent the program which is automatically terminate or stop the execution because of that exception. Java exception handling is managed by using 5 keywords: try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. We'll see first what is the meaning of try. It is a piece of code of your program that you want to monitor for exceptions are contained within a try block. If an exception occurs within the try block, it is thrown. Catch. Catch block can catch this exception and handle it in some logical manner. Throw. System generated exceptions are automatically thrown by the Java runtime system. Now, if we want to manually throw an exception, we have to use the throw keyword. Throws. If a method is capable of causing an exception that it does not handle, it must specify his this behavior so that callers of method can guard themselves against the exception. You do this by including a throws clause in the method declaration. Basically, it is used for IO exception. A throws clause lists the type of exception that a method might throw. This is necessary for all exceptions except those for type error or runtime exception or any of their subclasses. All the exceptions that a method can throw must be declared in throws clause. If they are not, a compile time error will result. Finally, any code that absolutely must be executed before a method returns, it is put into finally block. We'll see what we have seen just now. We'll see the syntax of that. That is, whenever we feel ki any part of the program is going to create a runtime error, That part we have to write or monitor into try block. So we have written try keyword, and in that we can write that particular part of code. If the error occurs, then we that error is thrown by the Java compiler, and that errors are catched by the catch block. So you can see I have written two catch blocks. If two different exceptions are thrown by the try block, then we have to write two catch blocks. Otherwise, we need only one catch block. And finally block is written whenever we want to write certain code, even though if the error is occurred, then also these lines should be executed. Such lines are written in finally. We'll see one example of a try catch block. Here I have written one class name, that is exception demo. Then I have written the main class. In main class I have written try block, means I want to execute the try block and check whether any error or exception is occurring in this. So I have initialized two variables A and B, where A is 5 and in B I am storing the result of A divided by 0. We know in mathematics any number cannot be divided by 0. It gives an error. So this is known as exception. There is no difference. There is difference between exception and error. Whenever an error means it is generated by a system, that is called as error, and this is exception. The syntax or the lines what we have written, it doesn't contain any error, but it is mathematical exception. This exception will be thrown and it will be catched by the catch block. So the catch block will be executed. The execution, to show the execution of catch block, I have written one line which will be displayed by using system.out.println divide by 0. After catch block execution, the compiler will come out of the try catch block and it will execute executed catch statement. For that I have written system.out.println execute catch statement. In this way you can see the use of try catch block in exception handling. Thank you.